Hey guys, how's it going? Xaikoo here. I wanted to apologize before anything for the sound if you're hearing. Party people today are having a party near the pool and it's super close to my apartment, so I'm very sorry if that is causing any problem. But without further ado, let's get started with today's video. Back in the 1970s, when Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak was designing the first Apple product ever, I'm more than certain Steve Jobs thought Apple is going to be a successful company. But to this extent? But today's question is, what are those things, what are those principles which makes Apple Apple? After a lot of digging, searching through places and people talking about Apple, even Steve Wozniak giving speeches in a lot of different places, I came out with top 5 reasons why Apple is so damn successful. It is a well-known fact that Steve Jobs thought of himself and his fellow colleagues in Apple as artists more than computer scientists. So I believe the very first root of Apple's success is hidden not in computer science but rather in art. Albert Dürer, I hope I'm calling his name correctly, once quoted, "Simplicity is the greatest adornment of art." And I believe he knows art very well because he was the one who gave us paintings like. And I guess that is the first reason of Apple's success. The OG simplistic formula. It may be a laptop or it may be a phone. Apple is known to have its simplicity throughout the platforms, throughout the operating systems, and throughout its various softwares, products, accessories, anything. Apple ensures that their product is the simplest product out there. And no, I definitely don't mean in performance or anything, but in the user friendliness of that product. Say whatever you want to say about Android or Windows devices. Say that it is definitely giving you more freedom over your phone, to do more things on your phone, to understand your phone much better. But they are easily some of the most complicated products out there. If you give someone who's of an older generation an Android and give someone else an iPhone, it is very likely that the person who's holding the iPhone will be more certain of their phone after a certain amount of time than an Android user. Because Android, because of its complexity and because of its various different features, maybe blocks someone who's not very user-friendly with computer, who's not very user-friendly with phone, to using the phone completely, entirely, and every feature of it. I'm not saying someone using Apple phone will know the complete phone and will have the complete understanding of that phone, but I'm saying that they will feel much more comfortable using an iPhone than an Android phone. And the same goes for their laptop, the same goes for their watches, the same goes for iPads and various different things Apple makes. Like if you take Apple AirPods for example, Apple was certainly not the very first company to come out with their AirPods, but it made it so simple to use and so reliable that it started being used across the board, and now it's one of the things which is out there and everyone uses it, including the new generation, the older generation, doesn't matter. And that is one of the most important reasons why Apple is Apple. Fourth reason why Apple is so successful is to do with its high-class representation. Having an iPhone, iPad, Mac, anything which is of Apple product at least pushes you or gives you the feeling of a high-class society. It mostly has to do with the fact that Apple products are usually very costly and it definitely costs more than a certain Android product or a certain Windows computer. And if you are going to a high-class society meeting, or if you're attending some kind of festive or eve where a certain amount of high-class society is gonna show up, there's a really good chance that you would like to be involved in it. You would like to be a part of that ceremony or that eve. And one of the easiest way of getting into that society is through your iPhone. Imagine a scenario that you're going into this eve and there are all kind of high-class people, high-class society, and everyone who's of what you presume to be of wealthy society. Let's put it like that. Scientists have done this study where they know for a fact that people think of you based on what kind of phone you own. Like imagine you have one of those gaming phones. People are going to look at that and assume that you are some very high-class gamer. If you have a high-class Samsung phone, there's a good chance they would think that you are super into computers. You understand them, you're very comfortable around computers, and you're a tech person. Similarly, if you own the latest iPhone, there's a good chance people would think that you're from a wealthy family, wealthy society. And so back into that celebration, that eve, if you have an iPhone and if you're going to that society, there's a good chance people will accept you and at least get the first impression of you as someone who's from the wealthy society. And that is what an Apple product provides very easily, especially in the developing nations like India. If in India you have the latest iPhone, and if you have the best iPhone available out there, you're easily seen as someone who's rich, someone who has the luxury of owning an iPhone, and someone who's from the high-class society. What? When did you come down? Come on, man. And a lot of time, that is what brings them back to the latest iPhone out there. They keep on buying the newer iPhone no matter what new feature they have or no feature they have. It is a standard that they have to have in order to be the part of this high-class society which is closer to Almighty. And it does not stop there. This brings us to our third most important reason of why Apple is Apple. These two things are very connected. Let's just go back to that celebration they're having, that party they're having. High-class people over there. Everyone is very wealthy. They have all kind of luxury in life. And obviously they all own iPhone. If you go into that party, and if you go into that party with an iPhone 5S, that would in fact counter what you're trying to prove over there. If in the same place you had an Android phone, no matter which Android phone, then your phone wouldn't be telling the same story as an iPhone. But if you have an iPhone 5S, that would be telling a whole different story of your phone luxury. This is because every year Apple is coming out with their new product, with their latest design, with their new A50,000 chip or whatever. The point is, you need to stay relevant. Your new iPhone shows that you are caught up with time, that you are still in the high society, in the high class society, you're still wealthy, you still have the power of owning the latest phone. Apple knows that very well. And they make sure that they bring at least one phone every year so that you keep on buying it and they keep making money, and this is how the circle works. And honestly, it was only limited to iPhone just 2 years back. But right now, for some reason, the people are going into the same race with their iPads and with their MacBook Pros. If you want to stay up to date and if you want to show someone that you're up to date with your laptop game, with your gadget game, you need to have the M1 MacBook Pro. You need to have the latest iPhone or iPad which Apple released with the M1 chip. You need to show that yes, you are relevant into this culture, into this game of Apple bringing out new products every year, and you know what is out there, what is new, and you know how to be a part of that game. Number 2, the game changer. As I said, Bluetooth earphones were available long before Apple brought out their first AirPods. But when Apple did that, it became a staple. It had to be done. It was a new thing. You had to have the new Bluetooth AirPods, no longer the wiry earbuds or anything like that. You need a wireless Bluetooth earphone with you. Whenever Apple brings out this new thing, it all of a sudden becomes a revolution. It becomes a benchmark. All of a sudden it is mainstream. Remember head notch? I bet if any other company would have came out with the head notch, all of a sudden that company would be gone. And I'm including Samsung in this. If Samsung one day would have decided that, you know what, we want to have a screen which is complete to the boundaries of the phone, but we're gonna leave this notch right here, Samsung would have been trolled all the way to the moon and back. But since Apple did it, all of a sudden, oh, it's acceptable. And everyone's doing it. And now there are almost all the phones which has some kind of notch here and there, and it's acceptable. People are okay with it. In fact, to a point where there are people out there who prefer a phone with a notch rather than a normal phone. And the same goes for removing the headphone jack in the iPhone X, I believe, iPhone 10. It was definitely something which people were not okay with at first, but right now it's all fine. It's there, it's gone, and a lot of phones do not have it anymore. And now, in fact, we have come to a stage where if some phone has a headphone jack, we actually talk about it like it's something new. The same goes for wireless charging, the shape of the earphone, the Apple Pencil, the changing the look of their iPad. Apple was the first company out there to bring a tablet, and then every damn company in the world is doing it. And the number one reason why Apple is Apple is to do with a dark secret of theirs. It is known across the board that Apple components are not something you can get easily in the open market. I mean, think about this. Go 5 years back in time, if you have a time machine, and let me know if you do. And you can walk across any street, you can go across any downtown area, and there is a good chance that there are at least 5-6 computer solution store out there. Because that used to be a normal thing. If you had an issue with your phone, you used to go to one of these stores, they used to fix it for some kind of amount which was not absolutely an insult, and you would be okay with that phone. But now we have come to a time where you simply don't get things fixed. If there is something wrong with your iPhone, you just either buy a new iPhone or you buy a new Android. You simply can't get that phone fixed. And let me tell you why. In my MacBook Pro 2020 unboxing, I'll link it right here, you guys can see it. I said that I was having this issue with my previous laptop, my previous MacBook Pro, the 2016 MacBook Pro, of the butterfly keyboard issue. When I used to type anything, it used to misspell it. If we used to type 1M, it used to write 2M's. Then if you used to type an A, it would not even type an A. It was weird. The point is, I had issue with my keyboard. And so when I decided to go to the Best Buy over here, or the Apple store near my place, they straight up said, this thing is gonna charge me $700. $700 to get my keyboard fixed. In 2012, I used to have a Windows computer. And if you have a Windows computer today, I can bet you can get the same thing done for about $50 or less. Because back then, this thing where you can get your phone fixed, your laptop fixed, and maybe keep using them for multiple years would have hurt companies' bank, but not the customer's pocket. So for Apple, the solution to it was make your machines in such a way that no one besides you has the power to fix it, to open it, or to do things in it. And when people come to you to get your things fixed, to get your phones fixed, your laptop fixed, you charge them such an insane amount that they would rather prefer to go and buy a new product than to get the old one fixed. Now, this would hurt the customer's pocket and not the company's back. In simple terms, Apple would be making a lot more money than a customer would be saving. Those, ladies and gentlemen, are the 5 main principles why today at least Apple is such a giant. I know this video wasn't exactly techy as much, but it's still something which I felt like talking because it's a relevant thing, it's a new thing, and it's somewhat related to tech. So if you guys want to see more videos like it, comment down below, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, take care.